The year is 1996. It's been a while since I've seen Mario star in his own game. Last time that happened was Super Mario Land 2 and Super Mario World, where all he got was a spin jump. Most of the new stuff he got was just from Yoshi. Mario was still pretty much the same Mario from the NES. I mean, Mario 3 and Mario World almost play the exact same, physics-wise. Platformers were getting more complicated, and Mario was still staying pretty simple. They needed some new moves. The two developers, Yoshiaki and Nishida, made brand spanking new moves for Mario 64. But this really begs the question. One of the moves was the wall jump, but what inspired the wall jump? Was it conceived after seeing a game with wall jumps, or was it inspired by real life, or were they just like, I hate walls and I just want to jump off them, So we're gonna have to go a little deep into the history of wall jumps to figure this out. And our first stop is 1989. So, the wall jump actually started in this game that I don't think I've ever heard in my life. Rastin, specifically the Master System version. But I'm just gonna go with a game that's a little more familiar. Ninja Gaiden. And you know what? It's a pretty nice change of pace, because the only thing that people have been frickin' doing around this time is giving their character like a gun or a sword. So, this game is very much an NES game, I swear. Like, it doesn't get much more NES than that. It's got Contra tropes, it's got all the NES platformer tropes. As your typical jump, it's got your typical sword slash. As you can see, I've been doing the wall jump here. It's the one thing that makes this game very unique from everything else. And the first level demonstrates the capabilities of the wall jump pretty well. Kind of. It's a little jank, but like, it's an NES game, so I don't even expect that much from it. It's used to make the platforming super unique, honestly, compared to like other NES games. And unlike Rastin, it's actually used way more. Then the second level shows how useful the wall jump is. Dang it. This piece of crap dudes. If you get used to all the jank and stuff, like, this game's actually not that bad. And heck, the wall jump even helps, like, fix some of the crap that this game has. But I'm gonna be honest though, the wall jump is awesome. It's nice to see that Tecmo went a little extra to make sure the player really felt like a ninja. Now that we know where the wall jump came from, let's start looking at more specific examples. Why not start with one of Mario's oldest rivals? Mega Man. I guess Mega Man isn't really that much of a threatening rival. Okay, so Mega Man X came out in '93. Really wish it was on Nintendo Switch Online, but the frickin' collection from Capcom, am I right? So Capcom, 1993, they're about ready to make a new era of the series. They needed more bosses, more items, cooler weapons, more story. Mega Man needed a little more moves. While Mega Man's game design kinda supports him not having a lot to do, he just kinda needed something. The only thing that Teenage Mega Man got was the wall jump. Okay, so the wall jumping section doesn't pop up for a little bit, so I'll try to be quick. Dang it! These guys are such taint sponges, bro. Extra cabin. Okay, obviously, first part where you have to wall jump and stuff, because
they gotta teach you. And the interesting thing about this game is that it lets you do this. I know there's a lot of games, and a lot of games I'm going through that kind of let you do this in a sense, but it's super easy. Even newer Mario games, you have to get a second wall,
Walls definitely don't really serve their usual purpose as just regular obstacles. They're more like terrain and land that you have to move around with, and they allow more hazards in place and secrets, and the terrain in general just becomes a little more meaningful. I'm gonna be honest, NES Mega Man bosses, they're kinda whack. They're not as bad as I make them sound, but Mega Man X does it way better with the wall jump. You know what other shooter platformer with a non-linear game mechanic tied to it got a special move related to mobility? Metroid!
Okay, so the wall jump in Super Metroid, I think, is a neat piece of game design. Imagine this. You found Kraid's secret hideout. But the problem is, you just don't jump high enough to get up there. You need to go down to Norfair, and there's a little secret thing over here, and this is where you'd find the high jump boots. Now, I already have them collected, just pretend I just got it right there. Now I can jump high and go through this by making the section. Now you can jump up there pretty easily. So there's a bit of a problem with this. It's backtracking. I don't want to backtrack. I'm trying to get the secret ending to Super Metroid. There's gotta be some way I can get to Kraid without getting the high jump boots and going down. Something, anything. There is in fact a way to get up. Wall jump. And that, my friends, is how you get into Kraid's hideout without the high jump boots. It'll save you a lot of time. You still have to get the high jump boots, but that's the kind of stuff you have to save if you want to beat the game fast enough for a secret ending. And luckily, since the wall jump isn't super easy to do, you have to express a little technique. So it's not just something a new player will stumble into by accident. Obviously, there's still consequences to skipping the high jump, right? You'd have to fight Kraid here without the high jump. So basically what the wall jump does, it kind of creates a harder version of that level. And there are so many places around Super Metroid that let you do that. Take, for example, there is something right here, right? Yeah. It's a little hard to see, but basically there's a thing here, and you can get there. A little disappointingly, you can't actually get through there. Yeah, here, Red Canyon, very close to the other spot, you can also just wall jump there. You normally need the space jump, you can get yourself a free Baser, which is what I have equipped right now. If you're really good at wall jumping, almost. You just barely need the ice beam for this part. I'm sure it's possible, you should see the speedruns of this game, they're insane. They also just kind of help with movement in general. So if you wanted to get out of here maybe just a little bit earlier, it makes Planet Zebes feel so much more open than a normal place. I'm gonna be honest, when I play other Metroid games, it feels more like putting a key into a door, but with this game, it feels way more like a puzzle, where I can test things out. It's one of the big things that makes this Metroid so good. I guess you can do it in other Metroid games, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I have as much freedom with those. Anyways, you should go play Super Metroid. after you finish this video, obviously. Okay, but we gotta get back to Mario. What does this mean for Mario?
So, I have a theory. Okay. So, you see, Super Metroid and Super Mario 64 are made by the same developer, Nintendo. Now, they are different departments, but I believe that some of the developers had gotten in touch with each other. And Mario 64 was developed for quite a while before it came out. I think the Super Metroid wall jump inspired the Mario 64 wall jump. That's just we need some evidence. So I looked into a few interviews. There were 2 interviews in a few strategy guides in Japan. Right away we learned that Yasunari Nishida and Yoshiaki Koizumi were responsible for Mario's movement and physics. Koizumi worked on animation and Nishida worked on physics, and disappointingly, we don't have any specific information on the wall jump. But we do figure out their process for making new moves. They found a lot of moves that they were making were sort of based off of Mario not really having a response to a specific input. Say, crouching while you're jumping. I guess Koizumi and Nishida didn't want the crouch to go straight to jump, so they created the backward somersault that we all know, but is, I guess, a little useless, but not as useless as the breakdance kick. You'll be missed. And I assume that this approach to movement got them thinking that they should try to make a whole bunch of different combo inputs for different jumps and moves and stuff. They figured that to keep the longevity of the game, they had to give players tools beyond the basics of just jumping and punching and stuff. So they gave Mario a triple jump, a sideways somersault, but most importantly, they gave Mario the wall jump for the first time. And the wall jump did just that. It opened up more player expression and added variety to the levels and gave something more experienced players to do. It does kind of remind me of a game that came out 2 years prior to this. But you see, I want to see this in action. I want to see what it's like to play Mario 64, but I'm jumping everywhere, all over the walls. I want to do some wall jumps. I say we start with Snowman's Land. It's so weird to get down there without the cannon. Oh, wait, I'm a little worried about that. No, Mario! No! Welcome to Mario Dice 5 times. No! No! Get out of there! Mario! You piece of crap! Sorry. Mario's a piece of crap. Yeah, I think this will be my best bet. Oh my gosh. Okay, welcome to Wall Kicks Will Work. The level that teaches you about wall jumps. Boom. So, yeah, basically, yeah, you know, you run into the wall and you bounce off it. No wall slide in 64, so get like the bump. Then it's also super weird because you have to have speed going into the wall. I always used to think as a kid you had to like sideways somersault to do it, but you don't. You can use like the triple jump and that stuff, and well, yeah, it lets Mario take advantage of his environment to, whoa, Mario. I swear, if I didn't grab that. And you know what else has cool wall jump places? Everywhere. It's like Super Metroid, but like times a million. There. Like that. Boom. Just skip like half the level. Ah. Oh wait, what? Is this a wall jump? No way. Wait.
Come on. You got this, Mario. Maybe I didn't know about it because it's not possible. Yeah, so I basically gotta jump from down here to up there. I have to build up some... Guys, I swear this is possible. There's no way this is not possible. You know what? I don't have all day. You guys figure out if it's possible. No, but what makes this game really versatile with wall jumps is because you can, like, wall jump just off the side and then get on the surface, like a corner. Guys, watch this. I know a really cool trick. Oh, yeah. Look at it. This isn't up. I was wrong. Okay, wait. Come on. Yes! Boom! Wall jump! The problem with finding useful places to wall jump is that, like, everything else in Mario's toolkit is also so good. Yeah! Ah yes, classic wall jump spot. Though you don't really need a wall jump for that spot. This one's sort of a classic. If I can freaking do it. Yeah, and then the other amazing thing is that you can, like, angle wall jumps in 3D. Okay, wait, here's an actual classic spot. Yes! That's literally how you get the star, by the way. I'm, like, convinced. The star should literally be called wall jump to get the star next to a rope.
Well, that's the wacky world of wall jumping. It's incredible how such a simple concept of making walls a tiny bit more lenient opens up the game so much more, makes it so much funner, active, responsive, most importantly, immersive. But you guys probably want to know what's the deal with Mario 64. I'll have to look into more interviews, but right now, they didn't mention any games inspiring any moves. So I feel like just with how some of the moves are kind of related to track and parkour in real life, I think it was closer to that. But I'm sure Super Metroid sparked something. I also think that wall jumping was sort of already well established. I mean, Ninja Gaiden was like 10 years old at that point. And there had been plenty of games that did wall jumps since then. Oh, and Reston. It's Reston. You should not listen to me. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, you should subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.